Hello, welcome back to Z Talks. I'm Arvin, and in this second installment, we are looking at what ICT for development is looking like in the future. Globalization is a word no stranger to our present vocabulary. We always hear it in relation to the contemporary age, that we live in a globalized society. Simply put, it's global interconnection. Every nation, region, person is closer than ever. In part, this is brought about by the increasing capabilities of ICT, the information age, and digitization. But we're not here to dwell on that. Much has already been said about globalization, and anything I'll say further will probably just parrot the facts about it. I'm here to focus on the far reaching implications of globalization, especially developing countries. Why does this matter though? As I talked about in the first installment of this podcast, us developing countries have a critical situation in the context of globalization, particularly ICT for development. And one of the ways we can smartly address this is through finding niches. Let me redirect our conversation to the concept of niching. In the context of ICT for development, and geographically, it could be harder to digest at first glance. But it's really a pattern that surely we're familiar with. Let me set an example in the world of video games. In team based multiplayer games, there's usually the idea of roles that every member of the team should fulfill. Maybe someone could be a dedicated damage dealer with a high attack stat, someone who has high defense that can take many hits, one for healing, and many more. Role specialization in teams is encouraged for game synergy. Each player brings something different to the table that overall results in a more strategized approach, hopefully leading everyone to victory. I'm sure even if you haven't played games of this nature before, you can still find parallels in your daily lives. This is the idea of niching. Within a collective group, we try to find potential strengths to specialize in and contribute towards holistic growth. Building on each other's offering achieves a synergy that is greater than the sum of its parts. So, how does this relate to ICT, globalization, and developing countries? We, the Philippines, are part of the ASEAN region. Each country under it, with its unique culture, geography, governance, and current innovation approaches, both presently and historically, lends itself to a unique specialization in the spectrum or continuum of ICT knowledge. The fundamentals of it are quite technical, but to put it simply, there are a range of spectrums that constitute ICT knowledge, ranging from hardware to software and content, utilizations to systems, and even down to the level of intricacy. Situated in these spectrums, different specializations, or the things called niches, can be found. What does it mean for developing countries, especially us within ASEAN? Recognizing our collective potential as a group through our synergy gives us an avenue to bridge gaps, accelerating development. This is strength in diversity. We can use our differences to achieve something greater. Why is it important to have this conversation? As a Filipino Gen Z, we will be the next generation of leaders and innovators. It's important to be socially, economically, and culturally aware so we can be wise in approaching matters with higher stakes. The conversation of ICT, especially within the context of development, is sometimes lost in theoretical thought. In the coming decades, with our generation at the helm, this is our shot at making these changes a reality. Once again, thank you for listening to my podcast. It's great to have you here, and I hope I was able to bring you some valuable insights. Once again, this is your host Arvin. See you in the next one. The appropriate credits and references are found on your screen right now.